Goaltender was like to handle that puck that was 140 foot fast. Project.
Get around Kennedy. Went up the pole. Musty has given Sudbury the lead. Musty on the phone again. Quintin Musty.
What's up, Hugh? How you doing?
I'm good. How are you? Thanks for having me on.
My pleasure, man. It really is. You have been on my radar, for a little while, and a local guy, man. This guy's from my hood, so I'm super excited to have him on, and it's about to embark on a killer NHL career. So, how you feeling right now, as far as everything goes, where you're at, and just when you wake up today, man, how's your mood?
Oh, I'm good. I'm in Toronto right now. Actually, that's where I train during the week, and yeah, I'll be heading home tonight. But throughout the week, I'm just here, and yeah, feeling good. Just doing the basic summer stuff for hockey player training and skating. Yeah, it's good.
Will you skate every day? Will you take a day off? Will you take a week?
Yeah, you probably don't skate every day. It's a little overkill in the summer. I probably skate around two, 3 times a week. You just want to give it rest and focus on the gym and getting stronger.
You played baseball growing up. Do you agree with kids, multi-sport? Do you feel like you should lock into one sport when you're growing up?
Yeah, no, absolutely. You should probably be playing at least 2, maybe 3 sports. I mean, I know there's a lot of, things you can't touch on when you're just training and, playing for hockey. And, yeah, playing other sports definitely helps those, range of motions and, strength building in those different areas. So, yeah, I like to play still, like a little baseball, throw the ball around, stuff like that. And, golf is a big one that a lot of people play nowadays. So, yeah, it just, trains those other parts of your body. You can't train in hockey or in training for hockey. So, yeah.
How's the golf game going, dude? Probably you're probably on some slightly nicer courses than 18 Mile Creek these days.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Just
you get decent.
have fun. Yeah, it's good. It's a good time.
I want to go into a question with you that I think a lot of viewers probably don't know, and I want to kind of clear the mystique with it about OHL and NHL, right? So you were drafted first overall in the OHL. Then you were drafted by the Sharks in the first round. Okay. I don't know how often that's happened. I didn't dig into that too much, but how does that happen where you're able to get drafted in the 21 first overall pick and then with the Sharks? Kind of explain to the viewers, if you will, that process, right? Of how you're still eligible NHL. Kind of go over that process and the differences.
Yeah. I mean, it's just, you're still playing minor hockey when you're getting drafted to the OHL or, any junior league. So yeah, I moved down to New Jersey that year to play down there my last year before getting drafted to the OHL. And, yeah, I just had a really good season down there. And, it was, it's weird for an American to go first like that and stuff, but I was, Hamburg and Buffalo, it's pretty close to the border. So it wasn't hard I knew about the OHL my whole life, and it seemed like the right decision for me. So I just went there, and yeah, it's kind of all within a couple weeks, and I found out I was going to go first to Sudbury. Yeah, it was an exciting moment for me. And then from there, you play the next year and just try and develop. And then the next year is your draft year. You got to have a good year and stand out there. And there's NHL scouts at every game watching players they already drafted and players they want to draft and players for the next draft. So there's always people there to see you and stuff. So you gotta play well that whole second year, and then basically however well you do that year is where you get drafted or when you get drafted. So and then after that it's just going to those camps and just working, trying to make the team. So
and thank you for explaining that. I know to you it's obviously in your head you've gone over it a million times, but I think the viewers will appreciate that, right? Because sometimes you got a lot of casual fans, the people listening, they'll say, well, he was drafted here. And then, they don't truly understand the difference.
Yeah.
And the time frame, man, it just seems like, 21 it was just like, boom, right? This 2-year period where you just exploded onto the scene. Right. And, I had known your name from junior Sabres and things like that. I have kids that we mentioned before we started that play hockey and stuff, but was it as expected, I guess, for you, the attention, the growth, how fast everything happened, or did it really kind of take you by storm, like, 17, 18-year-old kid, like, wow, this is really happening. Like, what was your emotions like there?
Yeah, I mean, it was obviously pretty crazy, just living out your dream, to get drafted. And yeah, those 2 years before I got drafted, it was quick years, I was having a lot of fun, and it was a new experience, living with a billet, and having that freedom and being away from home. It's I had it the year prior, but yeah, it's fun to, just basically, wake up, play hockey, and be with your teammates. It's a fun life, and yeah, it flew by those 2 years, and it's still, like I said, it was crazy, just living out your dream, but still, you're just working as hard as you can to get to that point. So yeah, it's a little, there's lots of ups and downs and in those years, but overall, they're some of the best years of my life. So yeah, it was a good time.
How do you stay focused? So how do you, there's all this stuff going on around you. You and I both know, man, I've spoken to so many athletes and some actors and musicians, and man, everybody's coming at you for something, right? And that's just the reality of it. When somebody knows you're a first round draft pick and or any draft pick, your life changes. You're getting calls from people that you've never spoken to. This guy wants a piece of you. This guy wants a piece of you. Maybe there's some new female attention here and there, right? Man, there's all kinds of stuff. How do you stay focused on, this is my mission? This is what I need to do, because ultimately I have this goal to be the best and to play here, right? But like you said, you're a young guy, you're out living on your own, and you have this newfound freedom. What's your secret, to really staying mentally focused and staying on the grind?
Yeah, I think it's just important to, have a circle of, people that are, close to you, and, they know everything, and you can confide in them, and stuff like that. It's important to, have those people, especially, with, social media is a big one now. You'll see a lot of stuff about yourself on there. And yeah, it's, it really doesn't bother me. And just staying focused wise, it's, usually people saying stuff that you've never met or anything. And it's pretty easy for me to just ignore it. And obviously you should, it's pretty easy when the stuff's not true, especially. And even when it is true, it's, still easy to ignore it. Those people, they don't know me, and, I get the people close to me, that's all that matters, is that they know me. And yeah, that's kind of how I stay focused. I don't really, worry about the outside stuff. I just worry about kind of what I'm doing on the ice and in the gym.
It's a super mature answer, and it's, you're wise beyond your years saying that, man. You got to have a good camp around you. Sounds like you're a pretty humble dude. Sounds like you have yourself together, pretty well, and you're just really staying focused on playing hockey. Is that accurate?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, there's no time to, really not be humble. It's a big sport. It's a hard sport to make it in, and yeah, so obviously you want to have confidence, and I think I have a lot of that, playing, and but yeah, it's important. It's a team sport, and you want to get to know your teammates. You want to be liked by your teammates. You want to like your teammates. So yeah, it's I'd say it's one of the most humble sports with people on the team. There's never anyone on any team I've played on that was about themselves, and yeah, I think that's an important thing for a team culture and just as a human being. So
Yeah, no, I agree with you wholeheartedly. Let's talk about the early morning grind for a minute. Shout out to your parents. Shout out to everybody that would help you wake up in the morning and get you where you needed to go, man. Hockey's one of those games that anybody who plays it or has kids playing it knows that you have a tournament here or tournament there, and you're up 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning and you're on the ice and it's cold and everybody's got their sweatshirts and their coffees, right? And all the moms are talking about how the heater's broken, you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
So how was that, experience? What do you remember fondly about, getting up early at the rinks? And is there any stories you can share, just about the family element of it, like the rise and grind kind of thing?
Yeah, I mean, I have 3 sisters as well, and
Okay.
they all played sports too. So
Okay.
yeah, I was
You're the only boy?
yeah, only boy. So
Are they older, younger?
2 of them are younger, one's older, but yeah, they all played sports as well. So I felt like it really wasn't just me. I feel like every day of the week it was getting up that early, at least one of us, and taking us there, and then taking the other one to this sport. And I think all of us were playing 2 or 3 sports at one time as well. And yeah, it was.
I don't even know how we do it as parents, man. Like, sorry to interrupt you. Like, I think about it now. I have my 3 boys, and you're telling me this, and I'm hearing it. And I do it. And I'm like, I don't even know how we do this. We have to work and we have to support, we have to pay for it. Right. I mean, sports aren't cheap anymore, man. You know, like I was a kid, you just went, you played rec baseball, you know, no matter how good you were an all-star and that was the end of it, dude. It was like travel now, everything. You need some dough and you need some time. So,
Oh yeah. Yeah, it was yeah, my parents were great with, supporting what we wanted to do, and obviously they would, I think they signed us all up for every single sport at least one time, and kind of let us pick our way and which ones we liked the most. So yeah, they were great with that stuff, taking us. And yeah, it was a lot of grind for our family, and lots of carpooling with other people and stuff. So yeah, it was a lot, but yeah, my parents did well with handling that side of things, and yeah, I appreciate them every day for those things.
who were your junior Sabres? I know you played a couple years with them. Who were the coaches for you then?
I had Pat Coletta and Brian Gianta,
Okay.
and
Guys, I was just talking about, man. That's great.
yeah, then I played up a year, and I had Craig Rivet there as well.
Okay.
So I got
How was your time with that, man? Like, what can you say as far as junior Sabres as an organization?
yeah, it was great. I mean, you go there. Obviously, they have the Academy of Hockey there, so and a nice gym there as well. So it's kind of my first taste of when I made the move there of training and doing skill skates and stuff like that. All the like stuff I'd never heard of before, and obviously it's very normal to me now. But yeah, that was introduced at an early age, and they were a great program, and they got a lot of kids from out of town and stuff, and we had some good teams. And yeah, the coaches, obviously, they all played, the three I mentioned, they all played in the NHL, and they got that experience from there. So yeah, it was great. And obviously there's other coaches as well that are just there, that a ton of them have played in the NHL. Kevin Adams was there before, and Kennedy and people like that. And there's just, all of them have so much experience. And yeah, I think that's where my game really started to take off, was there. So
I think that's hugely, it's not only the gameplay, like you said, all of those guys forementioned, right? I mean, Gianta was a heck of a player, but they weren't all burners, but they all have NHL experience. And to be able to share that wisdom, it's not all about the talent level, right? Like your talent level's off the charts. Maybe Coletta doesn't quite have the hands, but he played in the NHL, and that dude's got some crazy records, man. When I had Patty on, we were talking about it. He's got like most penalty minutes mixed with goal. Like there's all these crazy weird stats that you come up with, and he has them, man. And you pull them up on his page, and he's like, really? Rob Ray too. Rob Ray like has all these wild records in the end.
Like, there's a bunch of them.
It's crazy, man. As far as the numbers themselves, there's some things that just can't be ignored, which is 53 games, 43 goals, 59 assists, right? That just can't be ignored at any level. It's ridiculous. And right now you have one mission, right? You want to play in the NHL and you want to be successful in the NHL. And then once that mission, right, I would think then you want to hoist a cup up over your head. But you're satisfied when? Like, how do you see all this going, and what is the path for this season? I guess immediate goals, and how do you see all this going?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, like you said, I want to play in the NHL, and yeah, it's, you're never really satisfied. There's no time to be satisfied at this level now. The jump I'm making, even in the AHL, if that's where I am this year, anywhere pro, you just don't have the time. The kids, and every day pretty much I see at the rink, especially in this area in Toronto, which is a lot of hockey. The kids are they're just getting better and better.
They're coming for it. Yep. Yeah,
they're getting better and better. And obviously there's thousands of players playing pro that are older than me, 1 year older than me, 2 years. It's a big group. Hockey is played for a long time when you have a good career. Yeah, it's hard. You can never really be satisfied. You always got to be getting better. And as soon as you accomplish a goal, it's just what's the next one and what's the next. So yeah, it's a lot of fun doing it. It's a grind, but you always have something to look forward to and try and do. So
yeah, just keep sharpening that sword, right, man? We'll get to a couple of fun questions here. And like I said, I think you feel good. You feel healthy. You feel good this season.
Yeah, I feel great
going into the season, and that's going to be key for you, man. Not having those little nagging injuries and going in with fresh legs and everything, dude, is going to be really, really good for you. I'm super stoked. I'm excited for the season, to be honest. I heard in a recent interview that you were watching a little Waterfront on Netflix.
Oh yeah,
that was a solid show, dude. Yeah,
it was a good show. I watched it pretty quick. I had it with my girlfriend was here, so we watched it. kind of just train, skate, and then come back here, make dinner, and go to sleep and repeat. So there's a lot of, watching shows.
Those shows, man, when you get into
Yeah,
it,
it was a,
bang, right? Like,
oh, yeah.
you almost got to get through them.
Yeah, that was a quick one. That was a good one, though.
What's your favorite Office episode? I heard you say you're an Office fan. Do you have a specific episode?
No, I probably watched it like probably 8 times every season. It's just something I throw on, doing stuff. I'll I'll throw it on and just, watch it and stuff. I don't know the episode or the names of the episodes.
Michael Scott, man. He's
a great show.
He's the dude. Yeah, The Office is a phenomenal show, man. So we got to do this, right? I'm going to give you like rapid fire. 1, 2, 3. There's 5. There's the slang names for. All right. So the hockey slang. All right. So we're going to go. So it's going to be like best slang for, and then one timer. And then boom, you go. Right. So we got 5 of these. You ready for this?
Yeah.
All right. So we're firing. So hockey best slang for, one timer.
Probably just a 1T.
All right. A hard slap shot.
A bomb, probably.
A great pass.
Either a dish or an apple if it goes in.
A great save.
Probably robbery.
And what's a haircut these days, man? Are we still calling it lettuce, or where are we at with a haircut?
Yeah, probably. Yeah, either a chop or, lettuce, something like that. So
I think hockey has the best slang, dude. There's no comparison.
Yeah, there's some crazy ones you hear nowadays from the younger kids and stuff. It's hard to keep track of, but
it is.
Yeah,
and it's
kind of your own language.
And it's you saying younger kids, which is the greatest thing in the world.
Yeah, but there's some young ones now and they can play. So they say some crazy stuff. So it's hard to keep up with.
One of the best coaches ever told me, this is in any sport. There's the guys, the pros who've been humbled or who have not been humbled yet, right? Like you're either humble or you're not humble yet, because inevitably you're going to be. There's constantly somebody better coming gunning for you, right? Even look at Gretzky. I can't believe Ovi broke that record. I still sit back and I'm thinking about that. And I'm like, how did that even happen, man? I watched it and I'm like, how did that even happen? You think Ovi's going to retire now?
No, I don't think so. He can still play. He just, many do you have? What do you have, 40 this year?
Yeah.
If I was still putting up 40, I'd play until I feel like good.
He's having fun out there, man, right?
Yeah.
He's smiling with his no teeth, dude. He's awesome. Ovi's he's hard not to love, isn't he?
Oh, yeah. He's the best, man. It's fun to watch him.
You're a Buffalo dude. I got to ask you about chicken wings. All right. It's a rite of passage. I have to. Are you a flats or are you a drums guy?
Flats.
I thought we were going to be like best
friends.
I'm a drum guy, dude.
I think you're the first person I met that said drums.
Really? See, a drum, you can gnaw on the thing. You can take it as your own little, and the wing, you got to do some work, right? There's veins.
I do like the one bite with the flats.
All right. So you'll go in,
off. Yeah.
Shred it off.
Yeah. Like push it down a bit and then it just comes off. Blue cheese. Sometimes I'll mix ranch and blue cheese too, but I like blue cheese. Yep. Yeah. That's good.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, once in a while, but for the most part, blue cheese.
All right. Wow. Yeah, you're turning me on to something new with the mixture. A lot of the guys, the younger dudes that baseball guy, talk to them across the country, and they don't even know what blue cheese is. They're like,
yeah, no. They got no clue.
Out west, they don't use blue cheese.
Never seen it.
Have you found a wing joint out there?
I think we did. We did. Well, it was a nicer restaurant, but it had wings there, and they were pretty solid. They weren't Buffalo, but they were good. They were pretty solid.
I had Josh Allen's dad on, and he's out, in Firebaugh, California, which is kind of close, I think, to San Jose. I think it's about an hour.
Yeah, it's kind of like the middle.
Yeah,
of there in
such a big
LA.
state. Such a big
state. Mm-hmm.
And I know you weren't out there a bunch, and I've only been out there 2-3 times, man. But it's like a country. It's massive.
There's a lot of nothing, and there's a lot of cities, and then more nothing, and it's huge. We fly every time there, so you just fly over it, and it's like just nothing, and then a big city, and then nothing. Big city, it's like its own little country there.
This is great, dude. I'm super excited for you. I really am. I can't thank you enough for taking the time, early on a Saturday morning and spending some time with me, dude. And you come as advertised, man. Just a great dude. And I wish you absolutely nothing but best, for the career.
Thank you. Appreciate it.